Morning! We've just parked up down Seathwaite, bottom of Borrowdale, where we're heading down towards Stockley Bridge. From Stockley Bridge we're going to turn right, head up Styhead Gill to Styhead Tarn, and from Styhead Tarn we're going to head up the band. Not the band down Langdale obviously, that would take it on to Bowfell. There's a band up here too that takes you on to Great End. There's not much of a path, there's no path on the map, but it is a recognised route, so let's go and do this. Just ahead of me there we've got Seathwaite Fell, and you can just see Great End poking out the left hand side. Just ahead of us and to the left of us we've got that big long ridge from Gladamara all the way, and we're just approaching Stockley Bridge. It's actually only 7 AM. We've came nice and early to try and beat the crowds. It's going to get very busy down here today. As you can see, it's an absolute beautiful morning. The parking at Seathwaite was almost full down the road when I got there at 6:30. So yeah, we're going to be busy, so we're going to try and keep ahead of folk. The band should be quiet, there'll be no one really bothering with that route. They'll all be heading for Scafell Pike. Great End also will be probably quite quiet when we reach it. Head through the gate after the bridge. To the left of us we've got our return route via Gill later, and straight ahead of us we've got our route up Styhead Gill. And there's our view down Seathwaite and back over Borrowdale. You can just see Blencathra in the far distance. We're at the top of Styhead Gill now, heading towards the tarn. We're going to pass them two huge cairns and the little footbridge. There's Scafell Pike straight ahead of us, and Great End should just be to the left of it. And there's Great End straight in front of us now, and a classic photograph spot for all of you photographers out there. If you don't know about this one, I'll just show you it. Right in front of us, drop the camera down by this little waterfall, Great End behind it, bing bang bosh, awesome photograph. Just here. So there's Sprinkling Tarn. We're going to head above Sprinkling Tarn into that pass, and then we'll get a bit further into that pass towards Sprinkling Tarn. Our path up the Great End band will be to our right, and then we'll head up a grassy section, and then eventually through the rock a little higher up. What you don't want to attempt to do is go at the band too early. Just negotiating this little bit of bog here. Yeah, what you don't want to do is go at the band too early and try and get up these big buttresses at the front here. There's no route up them, believe me, I've tried. Sprinkling Tarn's now well below me to my left, and Gill the way we came up. And just look at Great End, absolutely fantastic. Forget about all that rock straight in front of us and them cliffs and buttresses. Don't worry about them, we're not going anywhere near them. We're going straight up there on the path where Billy is. The cairns will take you towards Sprinkling Tarn. Right, I'm going to leave the Sprinkling Tarn footpath just here at these two big flat rocks. Some might go at it a little bit higher, some might a little bit lower, but I'm going to leave the footpath here and I'm going to head right. There's a very faint sketchy path just there. I'm going to head up there and then I'm going to start ascending the band. So I've hit a trodden path here. It's sketchy, but there's definitely a path, so we're going to follow that. There's another nice reference for you, big balancing rock. Just past that big rock, the path turns left and starts heading up. There you go. As I said earlier, it's a bit sketchy from the bottom to find this route, but we're absolutely 100% bang on it. If you head up from them two flat rocks where I head up, you'll almost certainly hit this track. It's getting a little steeper now. There's Great Gable and Green Gable behind me, and the route up Arran Slack to Windy Gap. Below us, Sprinkling Tarn, where we've just came from. So here we have a little cairn, just a tiny one, but some people might think that insignificant, but on a route like this where there's very little in the way of a footpath, cairns like that are very welcome. But we ain't got bad weather, we got good weather, and you don't want to be up here in bad weather. Keep following the sketchy bits of path and eventually it'll get us into the rock and then to the summit. There's another little rock on a rock. Someone put it there, so someone's been here. Back on a better path there again. Another cairn, and we're going to slightly bear right from that last cairn and start heading up into the steeper, more rocky stuff. I think there's a little cairn just up above me. I could see it from the other cairn, so we should be on track. Yeah, there it is, right in front of me there. There you are. A bit of scrambling to negotiate. Billy's already up. I just came up there, you can see the faint path, and now we're going to head up this next section. Look at him, he's asleep right on the edge. Good boy, good boy. Be careful on the loose rock and be careful on the wet rock. We're heading up this gill at the moment. we're still following the right line. A couple more rocks on a big rock. And a couple more here. We'll head round here and then it looks like we're on another bit of a scree shoot. Down there beyond Sprinkling Tarn we've got Seathwaite Fell and all these beautiful little tarns and pools. I've got a video on YouTube featuring Seathwaite Fell and so has Tracy. We've done that together. Yeah, we're well above it. We're past 800 metres now, so still got a way to go, but not too far. Over to our left, in the east, we've got the Langdale Pikes. Wow, look at this great big flat rock here. What a view. We've got a few rocks and boulders to negotiate. We're not too far from the summit plateau now. There's Scafell Pike straight ahead of us. You can see there's a good few people in the summit shelter. In fact, there's a lot of people on the summit. And the summit plateau of Great End, all ours. Just me and Billy here. Great End summit, 910 metres. It's a Wainwright, a Burkitt, a Hewitt and a Nuttall. There's the view east over the Langdale Pikes and Bowfell, and west over Scafell Pike and Broad Crag. In the distance there we've got Seathwaite down Eskdale. We've had a bit wandered about on the summit plateau, and now we're heading back to find the path that'll drop us down to Esk Hause and then down to Gill. There's Esk Hause below us, looks very busy. Other side of the col is Esk Pike, and Bowfell behind Esk Pike and the Crinkle Crags. That's where we're heading, where all them people are coming up, where the big cairn is on the motorway path. Look at the view down Eskdale and Seathwaite. That little knobbly summit's pen right in front of us below Scafell Pike. We're just approaching the large cairn at the bottom of Great End. We're going to take a left and head down to Esk Hause. All right, how are you doing? That's something you don't often see on the hills. Oh, fantastic, mate, fantastic. Well, that's a first for me. 20 years of walking, and I ain't never seen a cowboy on a horse on the high fells. He's high above Esk Hause, right below Great End, and not that far away from Scafell pike. I don't know how far he's going up, but I'm pleased I got it on camera. There's the shelter of Esk Hause below us. Just past the shelter we're going to take a left and drop down into Ruddy Gill and then down into Gill. That's Allen Crags above the shelter there. This path will take us down into Ruddy Gill. There's Great Gable in front of us and Great End where we've just came down from. We didn't come down them cliffs, we came down the ridge on that side. So I just met a subscriber, Nigel and Teg, his beautiful little border collie. So if you're watching, Nigel, I'm sure you will be, because I mentioned about that cowboy and a horse, and you're not going to miss that, are you? If you're watching, mate, it was a pleasure meeting you, and thank you for that sub. Well, that's if you've subbed. So we're going to drop right off the path that would eventually take you up to Sprinkling Tarn and cross Ruddy Gill, drop down Ruddy Gill a bit and then head into Gill. Here's the very dramatic Ruddy Gill. It's a little less windy than it was last time we were up here when we done Seathwaite Fell, which is just up there above it. The towering cliffs of Great End now behind us. And the view down into Gill and Borrowdale. Absolutely gorgeous. What a day. It's really warm now. It was below freezing when I set off, but certainly isn't now. So this is Rob, one of my subscribers. I've just met him coming down Ruddy Gill. Nice to meet you, Rob.
Nice to meet
Fantastic. He's away back home tonight, so he's had a good weekend.
Yeah, it was lovely weather.
Thanks, mate. Thanks for watching the videos.
Cheers.
A big long slog down Gill back to Stockley Bridge. Is that nice in there? Is that nice? You want a stone? Good boy. That's one. That wasn't the one I threw in, Billy. Two. Come on, lad, I think that's it. We can't stay here all day. I fell asleep once next to a little beck, and when I woke up there was 12 stones next to us. Tracy was there, she'll confirm that. I used to fall asleep quite a lot on the fells before I started filming. She'll confirm that as well. I might have to start having a little nap on the fells, you know. I used to enjoy it. I'm not getting any younger. It's hard work, all this filming. While I've got the camera this way round, I'd like to say congratulations to my mate Dave Austell Mountain Man YouTube channel. He finally completed his Wainwrights last night on a wild camp on Binsey. If you've not catched up with his channel, Dave Austell Mountain Man, he's done the full 214, filmed every one, and he completed them last night with a wild camp on Binsey. Hello to my mate Dave Glenn Hewitt as well, who I know was there supporting him. Well done, lads. Go on, lad. Good boy. We're almost back down to Stockley Bridge now. When we get down to the bridge, I'm going to wrap my video up. You saw the walk up to the bridge from Seathwaite Farm this morning, so I don't need to film that again. I've also done it on a few videos now, so yeah, it was a fantastic walk. I think by the time we get back to the farm, about 7.58 miles. Beautiful day, fantastic route up the band onto Great End. So if you like my content, please think about giving me a subscribe. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you. From me and our lad the Rockstar. Still got plenty of steam in him, look. From Seathwaite Farm, we took the track up to Stockley Bridge. Turning right at Stockley Bridge, we head up Styhead Gill to Styhead Tarn. From Styhead Tarn, we carried on towards Sprinkling Tarn. Just before Sprinkling Tarn, we took a right and started to ascend the band. From the top of the band, we crossed the summit plateau of Great End, then dropped into the col of Esk Hause. From Esk Hause, we dropped down into Ruddy Gill and then down into Grange Gill. all the way back down to Stockley Bridge and down the track to Seathwaite Farm and the car.